But hey, y'all, sorry, I had. Okay, we're back. Okay, y'all, we're back finally. Sorry, I had to reset the live because it was saying I had bad connection somehow, which was strange because it seemed like my connection was working. It was more of a YouTube guys. So, we're back, y'all. Everything's good here. But as everyone's coming back from that reset I had to do on here due to technical difficulties on your end, we're just going to continue from where we left off and all that and just, hang out for a bit. And I really need to figure out what I'm wearing for work though, because I bet my one friend literally knocked out asleep on me when she told me she and me were gonna, when she said she was gonna try to get a hold of me after I let her know that I was ready, but I think she passed out directly at me like but yeah, so that's great. So now I'm just trying to figure out how in the heck am I gonna get my options here figured out by the morning. And with it and with Mealy being up for not too long, gotta figure a way quick. But gosh. Anyway, I know what bottoms I'm wearing. Cause I'm wearing um I know what pants I'm wearing. But it's just trying to figure out tops and then figuring out jewelry options next. And so, um, yeah. Oh my gosh, y'all, my bangs. Y'all, again, mind my bangs a little bit. They're a little crazy, just because they're getting to that point where they're getting very long, and they're due at this point for a trim, which I'm gonna have to likely wait for that until Thursday because I showered basically today, and honestly I would prefer to wait when it's a shower day so that way it'll be a little easier to do, but you know just gotta ignore a little bit. Hey there, Julian, how are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well, and hopefully for everyone else who's just coming in here, hopefully y'all are doing good too. Right now we're just hanging out at the moment, but um yeah, so feel free to ask questions. Just all I do say with questions for those of you that are new here, please be sure to be respectful and don't ask anything inappropriate because I don't do inappropriate. I don't do any crap of any kind, whether if it's disrespect on here or trying to cuss anyone out or start any drama that's stupid on here. I don't live for that. I don't even vibe for that. So for anyone that's in here and you start and you're someone who does a lot of that, I prefer you not do anything. Just don't. And plus, I keep my subscriber safety and my own safety first out of anything else. And plus, I want to be sure everyone's safety here is important because you don't know what someone's went through until you've walked in their shoes. You really don't know what someone's went through. And the last thing anyone can do is say something if it's toward me, but let's say someone's has went through something similar, and I would hate for them to feel like, oh shoot, this person just said this to her, and I just got hit because of what the heck that person said. Or, I don't want others getting spooked off because of what someone said. Any little crazy scenario that can happen to anybody. Anyway, hey there. Oh gosh, how do I say your name? Hey there, Jit. That's an interesting name. How are you doing? So, thanks on your comment. And, yeah, if anyone here is new, welcome. And definitely feel free to hit the like and subscribe button down below. And also tap the notification bell so you don't miss anything on here. Because I would hate it if someone missed a video or even a stream. Because who wants to miss anything? Not me. Not nobody on here, especially. Because I know I would hate it if I missed something from a content creator. And so, yeah, so just, and also, even share the channel to others who you think might like it too, but make sure they're respectful. Because again, we're, even, we're not just people in here, we're a community in here. And we all come together. And, a good bit of us here are teens, adults in here, and we're just having fun in here. Because, the thing is, with y'all, a lot of us are going through something, and the last thing we want to have is just more and more of it adding. And I come into here and bring a lot more good out there because there's too much hate. There's too much hate these days. And I honestly do hate, I still do hate that people are just not respecting others, whether if it's whether they're requesting others to be respectful, or if someone's had it with somebody, whether if they got into a fight or anything crazy with them is going on to where they just can't do it, you know? But there's a lot of crazy stuff going on out there. So, even for anyone in here, please be sure that you are being respectful. And even that's why I say be nice and respectful in here, because I don't tolerate drama. Fun fact, y'all, I'm a Libra, so that's also my own little cause, too. And, y'all, I actually am. Like, I actually can get pretty sensitive, too. So, and I really don't want to have to pull that side of me out towards you guys, because a lot of you are pretty nice and chill with me. So, I mean, okay, yes, sure, I get a couple of haters here and there, but I don't reflect it as, oh, why am I getting hated on so much? I just act like in my head, y'all, I just act like I just read something in gibberish, y'all. That's the best way to even go with a hater of any kind. So in other words, act like you're reading someone speaking a different language that you can't understand. Like, y'all, there's languages out there that I can't understand pretty well, but and only maybe I think one I can kind of understand a little bit, but it's not like a full 100 off bat kind of thing. And so, yeah. Anyway, let me see who's came in here since I was talking for those couple minutes. Who I came in here? Kaiten, I see you're new here. That's a cool name. Um, Alligator, I see you're new here too. Mm-hmm. Okay, Alligator, what the heck of a response is that? And again, it's just me right now, so Lord have mercy. It's just, and y'all, let me just say this. I don't want to have to be playing victim tonight with chaos comments because I try not to play the victim as much when it comes to kicking a, a hater in the shout out because, I don't want to have to. Because y'all, my only job in here should only be is to answer questions and have fun with y'all and not me even stepping into all the drama. And so, um, yeah, but anyway, um, yeah, anyway, we're just hanging out right now. Hang on, let me put you guys right here for just a second. So give me just a moment. Hang on. So I'm gonna take my last round of my epileptic meds. And actually, to kind of share a little bit about me for those of you that are new here. So, my name is Sunset Queen on this channel. For those of you that are new to me, which is a good couple bits of y'all. Oh, sorry, an itch. And then what else was I thinking? Oh yeah, so my name's Sunset Queen on this channel. For those of you that are new to me, I am 5'3". I'm a Libra, like some of y'all I've said a few minutes ago. And I've been doing content on here for about 6 years, which is crazy. So basically, I've been doing it since like May something of 2020. But there were points where I stopped doing content because of school at those times because for example, I was a well, technically I was basically I was a freshman in 2020, but when what started, I was only a few months away from being a freshman. So I was still in my last year of middle school when COVID began, which we all know how that went. And even I still couldn't believe that. Even I still couldn't believe that I graduated high school during that time too, but that was only like 4 years out of it though. And really, that was a lot more like post COVID of it starting to like calm down and everything. Which, oh, y'all, COVID was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Knowing that I was like, and for example, it was spring break at that timeline. Like, it was spring break of my of eighth grade. And knowing that, little did we all know, we were gonna hear on the news that COVID started. And, ooh, y'all. And then knowing for me that my freshman year of high school was going to be online for most of the year, which was crazy to have suspected and everything. Well, that was wild. I'm not gonna lie. Raymond, how are you doing? And I'm so thankful we now have got him on this chat. Okay, that's gonna make my job a lot easier. But how are you doing? Raymond, it's been a minute. But yeah, and then let's see. Another fact about me is I'm 20, almost 21. And some of you might look at me and think I look like I'm about 17 or 16 in age, but Nope, I'm 20. I mean, y'all, everyone at certain ages will look twice their age or even below that. And y'all, appearance with y'all, age is just a number and appearance does not matter. Be like, oh, you look like you're 40, but reality, you're actually 20. Or reality can look like, oh, you look like you're 35, but you're actually 40, you know? It's all the crazy normals and all that. And so, um, but yeah. Okay, cool. Raymond, I appreciate it. And all that. Actually, I need to put this column in there too. But yeah. I'm sorry I had to get a bit. Alright, bye there, Katina. I'm glad that you came in. Raymond, let me pin your comment real quick. Since it's just you in here. There we go. Let me get down here. Hey there, Rez. That's a cool name. I could tell you're new here. And then also, Nolan, I see you're new too. As well. So welcome. And so, let me think. Other fun facts about me for those of you as well that are new here. And yes, you got and basically, and y'all, I graduated, and so to continue what I was doing, I graduated in 2024 from high school, and I actually ended up transferring schools in the middle of in the middle of the year, due to where I now live, because we were building at the time, and it was supposed to be ready, hoping May, June, by the time I was already graduated. But y'all, builders can occasionally be way too efficient and get how I mean, like I said, some builders can be like way too efficient to where they can get it done quicker before you even hope to have had it. And sometimes y'all, if y'all are like me, where, you know, and let me just say this now. I will say this. Senior year is the worst year to be transferring schools out of all 12 years. And out of all 12 years in school altogether, if I had to pick a certain grade timeline that's the worst to be transferring schools, it's senior year. Cause y'all, cause ever since anyone was a freshman, we visioned of graduating in the same school, and even with a lot of the people we've met, like for example, even with me, I had vision of graduating there with a lot of friends I've met from previous years and some I knew then, and also with my boyfriend and everything, but plans for me had to change due to that. And so yeah, so this house ended up getting done a lot before all that. And so it sucked that that I had to kick off the second semester of high school at a different school. And it was I'm not gonna lie, this it was alright. I'll say that. It didn't feel the same because I mean, not knowing I was with all my friends and just all that, and just but at the end of it I was thankful to graduate with my diploma and everything. And so yeah. And thankfully now all I do um in my young adult years is I work 2 days a week. I work 2 days a week, and I um and I just enjoy um my days too, and just kind of learn adult stuff like we all would at my age. Because y'all, when you're 20, and some of you are like me that don't move out right away, and I'm kind of glad I don't, because y'all, the thing is, there shouldn't be a rush limit on when you move out. You know, it takes a lot to even move out on your own, because there's a lot of things that go into it and a lot of things you learn from it, like how to work certain things and how to do certain things, and learn about different scenarios of like and what to do if you were to ever be in a situation and all that. And even for me, especially because, for example, I am actually another fun fact about me I've not said yet for those of you here is I'm a 20-and-a-half-year epileptic survivor. So, backstory, I was born with a medical condition called epilepsy, and that's where it's basically a medical disability where it's a neurobrain disorder where all of the electricity in the brain that signal your brain to do things and tell it to do stuff and do its job. Um, tries let's it's kind of it, in other words, it's kind of like fixing a light switch or anything um electric, whether if it's anything electrical like lighting, or for example, try to put wiring in the right places. And let's say you do every single step right and not miss or not mistaken a step, but it malfunctions. And so for me, in the brain, when let's say a nerve in the brain, let's say anything electrical in the brain was trying to send signals and it's doing its job without missing a beat, and it's just doing this like normal. But then all of a sudden it's picking up quicker and it's malfunctioning and it's all over the place. And so for me, it gets to that point where it can cause me to have seizures, and there's different, there's different kinds of seizures that people with my condition can get. And there's different types of seizures you can get. Like, for example, you can get absent seizures where you zone out for a bit and come back. You can get myoclonic seizures. You can get all kinds of seizures. You can get, and for me personally, the type of seizure I have is what they would call petit mal seizures. And so I know for me, I think I try to remember it because, for example, I can't sense, and some people, y'all, with epilepsy can sense when they're feeling a seizure come on, but some are like me and can't. And y'all, I kind of wish I could. I kind of wish I could. Because if I did, then I would have known how to handle it. And let's say if I was on my own and I was at work, or if I was at the grocery store, or if I was anywhere and it's just me. And the thing with me is, if I didn't have, like, let's say in the future, let's say I didn't have um my boyfriend with me, or a friend with me, or if a stranger didn't recognize me from a mile away and noticing something's off and they're not, you know, because the thing is, with me, I can't tell that, oh shoot, I think I'm having a seizure. I need to do these steps that I know to do, like most of us would. And so for me, it's like waiting to, it's for me, it's basically just doing what I was just doing and waiting for someone to spot me in that state because I can't sense it. I can't say to somebody or go get someone's attention right away and let them know, hey, I think I'm having a seizure. Can you help me out? Do these steps that I have to do. Or just be like, hey, I'm having, because for me, I also, but also I can't be, hey, I'm having a seizure. Can you be around and to keep an eye on me occasionally, making sure it's not getting worse? Because you never know when it's going to get to the point where you might have to be calling 911 for it. Like, for me, um, if I had a seizure, let's say it lasted like 5 minutes or more, or if I had more than one seizure, like two or three, in a certain amount of time, that's when I would have to go to the hospital and get checked and do all the things. And y'all, and I mean, y'all, let's say I've been to the hospital a few times in my childhood due to my seizures, like you think they would. And y'all, it's terrifying. Let me say, it is nerve-wracking, but yeah. And the only thing you can do is, and I also do have rescue meds on me. So, for example, I used to have what was called a diet statin, and it's kind of like a, not like, it's kind of like a medium size, like, syringe. Okay, imagine if, you got like a, um, certain animals, like a horse prescription that's by syringe, or a dog medication or anything of some sort that's by like a medium sized syringe that's not crazy huge, but it has all the things in it that they will need. It's kind of like that, but with me personally, but it's just a decent sized syringe where, y'all, I'm out when the if that would ever be the case. And this was when I was younger, and this was before I found out that there's also a nasal spray too, which was also a lot helpful for public environments. Because let's just say how that would work is, let's just say, long story short, it goes down there. Let's just say that. And y'all imagine, ugh. And even though I'm thankful no one's not try to laugh at me or laughed at anyone, being like, oh, look at this over here, or trying to make fun of me for having my pants half down due to that, you know, and all that. And I think I was almost a junior when I found out about this nasal spray, which it goes in the nose instead of down there, which is nicer. Because y'all, I actually had a seizure when I was a sophomore in high school in the middle of my third period, class that day. And so I ended up going home, and y'all, I was maybe this close. I was probably that close to having my rescue meds being administered to me, but thankfully they didn't have to. So that's a praise to God. That's literally a praise the Lord moment right there. That we didn't have to administer that into me. But yeah, it was crazy, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah. Yeah, I could tell that you're new. Here it is. You look like Lorinos. Where's that coming? I never had to transfer schools, but I bet it's at. Yeah, yeah, it did suck. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'll tell you, transferring schools is one thing, but when it's in the middle of your senior year and you've had divisions and everything, oh, it's not. And all that. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, adulthood is not easy. I mean, of course it's not going to be easy. Nothing's going to always be easy. Because people could think, oh, being an adult will be a lot easier than being a child. You know? I mean, right now it's like in the middle. Like, sometimes things get difficult, which is okay, because I mean, you're learning from that at the end of the day. But then, sure, yes, there's days where it's alright, and then days you're just trying to survive and all that, you know? And you're learning how things work. So you're understanding what, for example, your parents, your grandparents, any adult in general had to go through themselves at our stage and all that. And so awesome. I appreciate it, Rez. Sorry you had to. It's okay. Yeah, yeah. Rez, I'll tell you, it was crazy for me. Like, yeah. Like, for example, I was a sophomore when I had my last seizure, and it was crazy. Like, literally, and yeah. And the best part, I will say this, the best part with me is my seizure activity isn't like frequent. Like, I mean, in my childhood, it was more active because, y'all, I was growing, I was maturing, and so, of course, it would do that because, you know, the older you get a little bit, it kind of will act out until you can get onto the right medications and all this stuff and onto the proper management to stabilize it. And I forgot the exact age that we finally found that I was finally on something that stabilized them enough to where, I mean, I'll still get seizures regardless, but they won't be as terrible as you think they would. And so, like I said, I'm blessed to say it's been like 4 years, like 4 or 5 years at this point, since my last seizure. Praise God. And all that. And let's just hope it stays like that, because, y'all, it's crazy. And I will say this. If any of y'all ever were to ask me or ever think, what would my worst fear be? Yo, I think I've discovered my worst fear, honestly, in my head. Like, thinking about it. Pretty good, actually. And it's literally having a petit mal seizure behind the wheel. Yeah. Like, that would be, like, my worst nightmare. Like, absolute worst nightmare. Other than what most people would think as worst nightmares. For me, it would be having a seizure behind the wheel. So literally while I'm driving, whether if it's to work or the grocery store or at a gas station or anywhere that I know I have to be, you know? And the thing with me is like I said, with me, knowing I can't and even the worst part of that being is if it's just me. And it was just me in the car. Not a friend, not my boyfriend, not a neighbor, not a parent, not anybody next to me when that happens and all that. Because you never know. Y'all. let's just pray and hope that never happens, because I swear to God, y'all, if that happens, oh, that's gonna be a 50-50 chaos moment in my brain, being like, okay, you just did that, fear coming at me. What did my boyfriend just send me? Which I'll just check to see what he sent me here in a bit. Which he's amazing. And all that. Um, but yeah, pretty crazy. And so, Anthony, why did I have to come in at this point? Anthony, huh? Why did I have to come in at this point? I don't know. To answer your question. Lone Shark, to answer your question, I had some seasoned fries which were really good. Elijah, I see you're new here. I think your name here. After I get so many people, it's hard to tell. Sometimes I can tell you're new from my current standpoint. And to answer your question, I probably would say Messi, because his name gets brought up in like a lot of stuff. Like, I've heard his name get brought up for so many things in like the World Cup chaos and all that. Even though I don't watch the World Cup, but his name I know has been one of those names that gets brought up around it sometimes, and even other things he's done or things about him. Like, he's been one of the craziest names I've heard that gets brought up around it and all that. Let me see, did I miss anyone's response that just came in here? Um, I just... Okay, now we're good. Sorry, I was just trying to make sure I didn't miss anyone's comment, but we're good. And y'all, I do pretty good, by the way, at checking comments like head to toe from like the moment where I left off to, because y'all, with me, what it looks like is I talk like I am right now for a bit, and then after that, I check my comment section, see if any newer comments popped up, which of course they will. And then after that, I check those comments. So that way y'all are not thinking, oh, why are you not liking on my comment, kind of a thing. You know? Because I don't need anyone coming at me being like, oh, why are you not reading my response? Because there's some people that don't. There's some people that do stream for their content for a living. Sometimes. Or just even in general. And sometimes their viewers are not reading their responses. But sometimes content creators don't even respond to their own people, which is kind of dumb. But y'all are not gonna have to worry about me, because I will respond to y'all regardless, because that's me, and I am not anyone else out there who does not know how to read. But also I'm one of those who knows how to act straightforward with y'all. But also, I am someone who will listen to your comment and read it and take like 5 seconds to read it. And that's what I do. And all that. And so, um, man, y'all, I really gotta figure out what the heck I'm wearing to work, because knowing that one of my friends that normally helps me out, I think she fell asleep on me. And now it's just me. either having to figure it out on my own, or I'll have to get my boyfriend maybe involved, but I don't know. Or I'll just, I don't know. And y'all, even I'm one of those people when it comes to outfit picking, I'm having to get some of my friends to help me out pick something, because I mean sometimes, yeah, I mean, y'all, let me say this, girl math here for those of you in here. Let me just, y'all, here, like, y'all, here's the actual girl math here. When it comes to getting any outfit option, whether if it's for work, church, school, you name it, or just to go out, or even just to go out and do something simple, it takes a second to figure out what we're wearing, you know? And so, um, yeah, so it takes a little bit. And so with me, I'm usually having to have a friend of mine, or even occasionally, I'm having to ask my partner to help me pick something out of like a couple of options I show him, and be like, hey, out of these 3 or these 2 options I put out, which one do you think I should go for? Which one should I go with for this or that or anything like that? Oh, and I need to see what my boyfriend just sent me again. Sorry, my boyfriend sent me something. I don't know what he sent, which I need to look through. From his little, sorry, from his, some of his, sorry, from his little statement he texted me on Instagram. You know, he's amazing, I'll tell you that. But, uh, he's something else. But, yeah, so I'll have to figure it out. All that. And so, yeah. So, um, yeah. But anyway, that's what's going on there. But, um, but yeah, it's one of those where it's literally just trying to decide everything and all that. But yeah, I'm just hanging out right now, and I'm not really gonna be on here for that much longer, but I am gonna be on here for a good, maybe a couple more minutes, and then I really gotta figure out how I'm gonna get my outfit selected for work, but also I'll get to bed in a little bit so I can be up for work in the morning. Because y'all, I have another 4-hour shift once again. And for those of you that are new to me and do want to know a little bit, and for some of you that are new to me, I work for a thrift store in my area. And basically, it's like I basically work for a thrift store that's about 10 to 15 minutes from where I live. And I basically work 4 hours a week, which is insane. Like, y'all, I literally work 4 hours for 2 days a week. So if I did the math there, like, altogether, that's 8 hours a week, like, altogether, which is insane. Like, y'all, that's crazy. And y'all, let me just say this. Working a 4-hour shift in general, you would think would fly by a little quick? Heck nah. Nuh-uh. Not even close, y'all. It literally feels like eternity. Like it feels like the day goes by slower. Kind of kind of like imagine if you're there like all day. That's kind of what that feels like. And all that, and that's crazy. It's like good grief, when is my shift ending? Kind of a deal. But um yeah, it's one of those. Hey Raymond, welcome back. But yeah, it's literally one of those where it's like, okay, when is it gonna get over? Kind of a deal. And so, um, so yeah, we're just hanging out for a couple more minutes. But also, but yeah, I really need to figure out what the heck I'm going to work tomorrow, because at this point, I literally have the next little bit to figure it out, or what. Because normally one of my friends and I do it because she and I help each other out with stuff like this, but I think she fell asleep on me, and so that's great. So it's as of right now, it's just down to me, so that's great. And like I said, girl math, literally when you're someone who kind of takes forever, but also you are trying to decide stuff like this, it's gonna be hard to make up your own mind, which is what, like I said, girl math is anything girl based. What if it's outfit picking and styling it with things and just even getting yourself figured out and all that. And so, um, yeah. But, and I mean, at this point, the only options I think with me I've got are either sending options toward my boyfriend next, or just, you know. And I mean, with earring options, I mean, I guess that portion can kind of wait, possibly in the morning, but it's one of those. But anyway, yeah, it's one of those. And I mean, I already know what pants, like, I already know pant wise what I'm wearing. That thing's one less thing that I'm wearing. Um, and all that. And actually, to kind of show you guys. And for me, I'm wearing these. Um, and for me, I'm wearing these athletic shorts from Tech Gear. Which the best part about these shorts is they have straight pockets. So literally, these pockets go straight and not curved. So, for example, they're not this pocket where it curves at an angle, but it goes straight. And y'all, I literally recommend, I swear, for anyone that either gets shorts or wears things with pockets, I recommend wearing, whether it's pants, leggings, shorts, of any kind, that it is a straight pocket. Because if you're like me and you're sometimes a person that has to either keep one or two things in your pockets occasionally, or if sometimes you do keep something on you during your work shift, like y'all, I actually bring a portable hand fan to work because y'all, even though with the air conditioning, even though it's on and everything, y'all, I sometimes still, y'all, I feel like I still continue to get very sweaty and hot, even if I'm hydrating. And so half the time I now just bring a hand fan and it just helps a lot. Because if I'm sweating to the point where I'm trying to get done doing what I'm doing currently, I'm like, let me get a quick break to cool for a quick second and then get back at it. It's kind of what it is. And all that. But yeah. And again, for those of you that want to know the brand of these again, they're from Tech Gear and these are a 3XL. So basically I wear twos and threes with outfits. It just varies on how you're getting them. But these, and y'all, let me just say this. I'm not gonna lie. I actually I'm kind of actually liking black athletic shorts than most colored shorts because especially for work purposes, y'all, black for work in general is really good. Even, and let me say this. If you're like me and you work somewhere where your dress code can be a comfortable casual and they don't kind of care kind of what you wear, that's a good way to go. And the fact that I can feel like I can literally feel like a dang athlete, but also like for me it gives off athlete energy, but also look like I'm an actual working professional at the same time. Also can say a lot. Sorry, it's hard to sometimes hold one handed. That's the best part about these hangers, is they do a little bit of the work for you. But yeah, again, they're from Tech Gear, so if you guys ever want to check these kinds of shorts out, there's different colors in these, but I've so far like I have, let's see, I did have a like a very dark turquoise kind, and then that got too small, and then I've had a dark like a medium gray, which I still do have. They're getting to the point where they're getting tight to my gut, and I'm not liking how those feel on me. Unlike these. These, for some reason, don't have this super tight gut feel. Unlike those have. I might get rid of those eventually. Or even donate those to my work. Because even where I work, you can also bring in donations between between like a couple of hours and the work until I think it's until like I think 3 or 4. It's only within like certain hours, but for me, it's just. And let me say this, at this point, whenever I notice that something doesn't fit me anymore, at this point, for right now, as long as I'm working at my current work, I am literally donating it there and not getting rid of it and trashing it quicker and all that. But yeah. So anyway, that's just what's going on there. Um Mary, thank you so much. It's actually a dress actually. I think you're not honestly, you're not the only person that's put shirt for that, by the way. It's actually a pajama dress. It's just I'm not standing way too far for you to tell. But it's really cute. It's really cute and comfortable though. And that's what matters, is if it's comfortable at the end of the day. Um and all that. Started mowing my hair in spots. Um and all that. And I forgot I got this about a couple years ago. For I think Christmas a couple years ago. And it's really comfortable. Hey there, Quagmire. I see that you're new. Here you already had your coffee, or is that still? Honestly, I'm not even in that phase. I'll just say that, Quagmire. I'm not in that phase. Like, I'm no attention to even be in that phase. Like, with me, I'm only in my young adult phase, plus just cute casual phase. I don't know what phase I'm calling myself that in. I'm just in a normal adult phase with things and all that. I'm just gonna put it that way. But yeah. And so. But yeah. So. Anyway. Um. Yeah, anywho. That's what's going on there. Yeah, I really need to figure out of these shirts what the heck I am wearing tomorrow because of one of my friends not letting me know when she was running, but I think she passed down to me, which sucks to be me. So that's great. And all that. Hey there. I can tell that you're new. Hopefully you're doing well. Arjun. That's a cool name too. Hopefully you're doing good. Hopefully everyone else on here is doing well that are and haven't already have said so. But we're just hanging out. And so, um, oh, these bangs y'all are making me nuts. So, um, yeah. Anyway, um, yeah. But y'all, I'm not gonna be on. I honestly, at this point, I mean, y'all, I think I am about to get off pretty like very soon. I did say I was only be on here for a couple minutes, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and get off because I do need to charge my phone and I need to figure out what the heck I'm wearing for work in the morning and all that. And then I'm gonna crash for the night and wake up by my alarm for work in the morning from my normal hours. So, yeah. Anyway, good night to everyone in here, and it was really good getting to see everyone, and also a big shout out to those of you that were new in here today and that subscribed and everything. Y'all are amazing, and I will the next day I will next be in here is Thursday at some point. Is sometime Thursday. So definitely keep your eye out because I go live at different times, so it's not always the same time. So be sure to always be keeping a lookout and all that. So